I would like to welcome next Rabbi Greenberg, the director of the Public Affairs at the Focus Project. Rabbi Greenberg has decades of experience as a community leader in building bridges between communities. So I would like to invite you to say a few words, and I would like to thank the Focus Project for your partnership with CAM. Please, Rabbi Greenberg.
Thank you, Sasha. Good morning, everyone. It's quite an honor to be speaking with you today at this important gathering, a global event uniting Jews and Muslims against hatred. Wow. In truth, if you think about it, and as we've seen now today, and we study our respective origins and beliefs, this should not and is not an occasional event. This should be an everyday occurrence between Jews and Muslims. Because as we've heard, in reality, we have so much in common, and there's so much we can do and accomplish together for the benefit of all humanity. And it turns out today, as we've heard several times, this is a particularly relevant day to hold this gathering. As previously mentioned, and for those who still may not know, it's Tisha B'Av for the Jewish people, a sacred day of mourning. Literally 9/11, the 9th day of the 11th month of the Hebrew month of Av. So Tisha B'Av, as we know, began last night, sundown. We'll go till tonight, sundown. It commemorates the destruction of both temples, but also in Jewish tradition commemorates all the tragedies that have befallen the Jewish people over the centuries, from the Crusaders 1,000 years ago to the Spanish Inquisition, the 15th century, and as we've mentioned, to the Holocaust only 80 years ago. But also today, many Muslims will fast and tonight mourn in observance of Ashura, which occurs on the 10th day of Muharram, the first month of the Islamic calendar. It commemorates the death of a revered Muslim leader in 680 CE, about 1400 years ago. In Shia Muslim countries, it's commonly observed by fasting and pilgrimages, but also Sunni Muslims observe it, commemorating the rescue of the Israelites by Moses, from Pharaoh. So this is the Passover story, the foundational narrative of the Jewish people. So here we are today, hundreds of years later, brought together in solidarity, and thank you, Sasha, and Combat Antisemitism Movement, in response to these disturbing recent events in Sweden, that, of course, this is the proper response. We must stand up for each other and protect each other's rights and holy objects. As mentioned before, Heinrich Heine, the famous quote of those who burn books will in the end burn people. Heine, by the way, felt he needed to convert from Judaism in order to be accepted in his society. So yes, our history and ancient ties, we must stand together against these violent acts. But I say we must also do more. We must proactively increase our positive relations, increase education about each other, and embed understanding and respect into our interactions. We need a new model of multi-faith dialogue that will address these challenges. Our scriptures and traditions are the most important spiritual resources that we each possess. We believe that the scriptures of each religion teach the path to peace. But we also must admit at the same time, our various sacred writings have often been and continue to be used to justify violence, war, and the exclusion of others. Our various communities cannot ignore these problematic passages, which have often been misinterpreted or manipulated for unworthy goals, such as power, wealth, or revenge. Believers need to examine these scriptural passages that depict people of other religions in ways that conflict with their own self-understanding. We must also recognize the need for new contextual studies and a deeper understanding of our various scriptures that clearly enunciate the message and value of peace for all humanity. This requires a renewed effort to educate properly to our own faith members the value and belief of others. Such interreligious education that takes seriously the self-understanding of other religious traditions is essential for communicating the message of peace to new generations. Let us continue this path now. May all those in mourning be comforted by the Eternal One, and may all those fasting experience an enlightening day. Thank you very much.